All the while I am escaping with E.T.
G'day, I'm E.T. and welcome to the show. Well, this week we've got a cracking show together. We're up at Albany Island, right at the tip of Australia, and look at this barramundi Mick's just caught, an absolute cracker. We've ventured down, we've travelled probably for an hour down the coast and into this beautiful system. And third cast, can you believe it? Anyway, we've got an action-packed show in store. Have a look at what's coming up. There's real screaming action by the boatload for my mate Mick and me. All sorts of things out here. We get mixed up with mackerel. Whoa. We get GTs galore. And fish jumping all over the place. Oh, ho, ho! My mate Mick and I are setting out for another big day in these far northern Cape York waters. We weren't planning to kick off this morning with pelagics, but when you see birds around here, you just naturally rig up the chromies. Oh, big splash, that one. Well, this morning, and what a cracking morning it is, those beautiful trade winds have died down. We've got like 5 to 10 knots of breeze. Absolutely fabulous. We've turned the corner from Albany Island and we're heading down to the Escape River. Escape with ET at the Escape River. I'm looking forward to doing, hopefully having a bit of a battle with the likes of barramundi and these other beautiful species up here. But as we're going past, well, we just couldn't go any further once we saw these beautiful birds working, this big bait ball of tuna busting up little bait fish everywhere. And I cast a big raider chromie in and look what I've got. Fantastic tuna. He's a very solid fish. See the shark going after him? Yep. That shark was going at a rate of knots. He exploded when he saw the tuna. And I've just free spilled it, just letting that tuna run because otherwise the shark's going to nail him very quickly. And that's what you got to do up here in the tropics. It's us versus the sharks, basically. And you try every tactic in the book to try to catch these fish. Right at the moment, I just got free spool on. Hopefully he's eluded the shark. And we'll know any second what's happened. And that's what's happened. He's cut straight through the line. Lost the fish. But up here, as one fish goes off, there's almost sure to be another one coming on. Let's see how Mick goes against the men in grey suits.
Little one. One after a little belly. Isn't it beautiful? Oh.
Ready, Mick?
Yep.
Good work. Well, hooked up. My mate Mick, I'll tell you what, he's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Good work, Mick.
That's great. Keep getting bigger and bigger.
Good stuff, mate.
Thanks, bud.
With that out of the system, we swap to a smaller boat to get back to plan A. And it's not long before we see the plan shape up beautifully. Yeah, see that fish coming out there, stirring everything up? Oh, nice fish, barra, good barra. Woo! That was the big fish coming out. Look at that. That's a horse. Work him to the net, mate. You've got to really keep the pressure on because you've got a soft plastic on.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that for a fish, Mick. That's sensational. Ooh, that's where they drop you. Now, here he comes in the net. Yo, behave! Woohoo! Woohoo! Man, that's a cracker. That's a cracker. We get a bigger one than that, mate. I'll be shocked. That'll be the biggest of the day, champion.
I'm wrapped, mate.
Hey, what about that? I'm really impressed. That's great.
Bit of coaching.
Oh, no, you did a great job. Look at that. Man, sensational. That's a cracking fish, mate. It's a beautiful fish.
Thanks, mate.
And just to show it wasn't a fluke. Ready? Oh, a nice one. Lovely. Good work, Mick. Woo! All right. Here he comes. Jump in the net. Oh, good catch.
Oh, catch.
Hey. Beautiful. There he goes. Look at that. Whoa, off like a flash. Yeah, baby. Oh. What is it, parrot? All right, see you, bud. Woo. All right, number 3. We've just had a great little session on one of the gutters. What we're doing now, we're just drifting along, and there's little gutters that come out of these mangroves, and there's often water sitting up in behind and small bait fish sitting up in there and hovering around the mouth. At this stage of the tide, all the bait's out here and wants to desperately get back in there. So once the tide pushes in, the fish will be pushing all the way up, and obviously the predators will be following them up as well.
And for us, that means a change of species.
GT, yeah. As you can see here, a whole pile of rubble, lots of rocks, and that's exactly what we're fishing underneath the water. And at high tide, obviously, it'll be another good metre plus of water over the top of all this, and it'll make it for a great place to come and explore as well and get your casts in there. Oh. Is it a Queenie or?
It's like a GT sort of.
GT. Smashed it. Didn't go.
Oh, mate.
Look at him go now. Flying, Mickey. Wow, he's powerful. Get into him. Oh, he's a nice little trevally, that one. What a beauty. Yeah, but they're only little fellas. Good fish, Mick. Look at that. Hey? Oh, on fire. The boy is on fire.
It's just a lure, mate. It's not me.
No, man, that's fantastic. Isn't it a beautiful fish?
Oh.
Same thing, yeah, just where it was. Spiked him up. Oh. Got a barra?
A couple of them out there. Oh, geez, they strike quick, don't they? There's a flash.
Awesome. Still doing you good, Mick, that
Oh, mate.
plastic, hey? Well, Mick's still powering away with his squidgy, the white squidgy. I mean, it's been hooked up. I think he's caught 4 different species: cod, queenfish, trevally and barramundi, and it's still on the end of his line.
Back on one of Albany's bigger boats, Mick and I are pumped up for an afternoon of open water action.
Yeah, very fishy looking spot, this one. All sorts of things out here. A few teeth on him. Barracuda, lots of predators out here. We're just going around this island, and there's loads of reef right around the whole place. There's a few areas where the current's pushing hard against the island. That's sort of the areas that we're trying to fish. And you get a pressure point there, and the fish seem to hold there, and the bait fish also holds there. So that's exactly the place we want to be. And we'll get the lures out and go again. Oh, we're both on. Either both on or both on the same fish. Oh. It's a strong fish, whatever it is. Yours going across there, Mick. Go under me, mate. Double hook up. It's the way to go.
Yep, late in the day.
Trevally? I reckon it probably is. Oh, picked up a bit. It's going under the boat. Get out of there.
Oh, geez.
They're good fun. If you could jig around, you'd catch some crackers of these out here.
He's a lot bigger than the one I pulled up out of the
A little
same
GT, yeah. Oh, nice. Ready? See you, bud.
And the double hookups go on getting stronger.
Oh, yeah. You the same?
No, it's all over the place, this one. Trevally. Down the hatch. Look at him with him. Stand behind him.
The GTs are literally lining up to come on board.
Giant Trevally. Good fun.
That was great fun.
Yeah, they put up such a fight.
When people ask me for advice on the ideal boat for family fun, I always recommend an easy riding bow rider with the comfort of level flotation.
Well, today I'm in the 570 Cruiseabout, a beautiful Quintrex boat, and it's a great all-rounder for the family.
And as with any boat, anchoring it properly is an important part of a safe day out on the water. Allow plenty of anchor line, at least 3 times the water depth and up to 5 times if the tide's on the rise or the current is swift, and you'll be Nautilus safe.
Yeah, well, that's definitely held. And when we're looking at anchoring, I like to make sure that I've got a really, almost an oversized anchor to put down.
And safely secured, I can concentrate on the day's target, Luderick.
Okay, so when you're rigging up for blackfish, what the idea is to get the bait down into the strike zone. You're using very light baits, and the bait that I'm using today is a cabbage. Looks just like a leaf, and sometimes you only have to use a leaf because the Luderick have got very small mouths, and we want to use a tiny little Gamakatsu hook. Now what I've done here, I've already put a float on. As you can see, we've got lots of different floats. This one here is perfect, actually. It came out of my grandfather's tackle box, so it's one of those ones that I definitely don't want to lose, and I've kept it for quite a while now, and it's still catching me fish, which is great. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, we've got him now. Well, there we go. He's working into that current pretty strongly. Oh. Give it a run. Put up a powerful fight, these guys. Oh. This is when the heart starts beating. When you get that down, and the fish blasts off. There he is, there's the float. Let's see. Oh yeah, and you can see the markings on him. Beautiful, down the side. That's the bait. All right. Pretty happy about that. I love catching these guys. And the good thing about them is where there's one, there's loads more. You've just got to make sure you keep the burley up, so make sure you always get loads of cabbage or loads of greenweed that you can mix with sand and keep the burley to them, and they'll keep on feeding there in the current. You can actually bring them right up off the sand or right out of their caves. Well, there we go, hey? Hopefully the start of a really good session.
A change of bait and a change of species.
Little hook just slipped in. There we go, that's it. Just make sure the barb's out, like that. Anything that hits this crab, and as you can imagine, if you're a brim and you're cruising along, you see this live crab, well, you're certainly not going to just come up and pick at it. You're going to come in and hammer him because he's got those 2 big nippers just sitting up there, and yeah, the brim doesn't want to get bitten, so he comes in, crunches him, and that hook, well, generally hooks him. There we go, just like that. It doesn't feel too big, actually. Might be more inclined to say he's a little red brim. A little red brim to start. Baby snapper. They are a beautiful fish. Lovely coloration. Look at that. Not even as big as my hand, but he's eaten that whole crab. And hopefully he grows up to be one of those big 10-kilo models. Woo! All right, mate, back in the drink. Yep, yeah, got him. All right. Beautiful, look at that. Come on, buddy, yep. There we go. All right. A bit bigger than a red brim. Yeah, love catching these guys. As you can see, they hang with the blackfish and the Luderick. And this is not a monster, but a beaut little specimen. But just goes to show, if you fish nice and light, you get a real chance of catching some quality fish.
My choice for the best rig is a Shimano Katana Coastal Light and a Stratic CI4 Shimano 1000F reel. 4-pound Power Pro or Finn's braid with 6-pound fluorocarbon trace and size 10 Gamakatsu pan hooks. It's our last morning on the island.
Oh, what a beautiful day. Well, we're here at Albany Island and we're going out in the 2 big boats today. Me and my good mate Mick out. We're going to chase some big pelagics, maybe some GTs, mate. Do a bit of popper fishing around the reef. Yep. And use these big guys and do some trolling as well. Plenty of species out there. We're going to head 30 k's out today. Quite a long trip, but the fact that the weather's so perfect, we're going to make the most of it.
Let's get into it, eh?
All right.
Trolling almost from the moment we cast off, we're on the lookout early for signs of big fish in big numbers. And it's not long before the action starts.
Oh, that's on the big pop. Oh yeah, big popper. Oh, what do we got? It's a mackerel. Whoa. He's come through and he's absolutely smacked. You can see it right there in his mouth. It's a pretty good look. It's a nice little mackerel. Let's get him back around. Probably one of the best eating fish in the sea. And he's hit this really big stick bait. Look at that, hey? Oh, there he goes out the back. Ah, now these guys are up on top, and this stick bait's working under the water and up on the surface as well. So while we've got a couple of divers out, we'll just keep all options open. Sometimes these entice the strike because they're splashing around on the top, and it's exactly what a mackerel likes to see. Beautiful, one of these orcas from Shimano. And always check the line before you put her back out. Wow, look at that. You get him?
Did you see it?
You get him? Oh! Yeah, Brady.
Yeah.
Woo! Oh, look at that big Spaniard right behind us. Oh! Oh, yeah! Oh, that's a big fish. Big man. Oh! Just had it, miss it. Oh, look at him. That's a big one. Oh, yeah, what's that? A big shark or something? Oh, look at this. Look. Yeah, baby! Whoa, yeah! As you can see, the fish is pulling a bit of line off. You really can't do too much when it's doing this. Just got to let the line just pour off the spool. You can see him thudding away there. Just got to keep the bend in the rod. He's working his way along the edge there. There's a GT for you. Oh, is it a GT?
Oh.
What is it? Barracuda. Oh, Barracuda. His head's a monster. He's going to be you wait till you see the teeth on this fella. They generally don't fight too hard, these big Barracuda. Look at that, eh? Popped it right there. Ah, well, there you go. You got off right near the boat. Certainly, one of the real big predators out here on the reef, a Barracuda. He's got teeth about that long. Quite a big fish. Anyway, we're after GTs. Let's keep going.
But sadly, it's soon time for Mick and me to head away from all of this.
Well, the Cape York helicopters have arrived, so that means it's time to go. We've had a great time here with the team at CY Charters, Albany Island, an amazing place right at the tip of Australia. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I look forward to escaping with you somewhere on the water next week. See you then. I hope you enjoyed my fishing video. If you did, make sure you like it and comment below. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and tell a friend, and make sure you press the notification bell so you're notified of our next video.